Okay, Geometry, Chapter 2, Section 4. Here we go, folks. Here's a little blast from the past, a little bit of algebra. And so this section will go fairly quickly. Just take us back to our algebra roots, but just add some reasoning to it. And so if I asked you to solve the equation 2 times x plus 4 equals 12. So I would say show every step, and that's what I would ask my students to do. And by asking them to do that, the first thing we would do is draw our stupid arrows for our distributed property. That's going to give us 2x plus 8 equals 12. Some of you are asking in the back of your mind, well, do I have to show all the steps, Mr. Renault? Yes, you do have to show all the steps, because here in just a second, then we're going to bring the reasoning back into it. So then we would subtract 8 from each side. So that would give me 2x equals 4. And then divide both sides by 2. And x would equal 2. Now, one of the reasons why we want to show all of the steps is now that we bring the reasoning into it, then we're going to actually justify each step. So from here, the original equation was 2 parentheses x plus 4 equals 12. So that's what we're just going to call the given. That was the equation they gave us. And then to get to the next step, I did the distributed property. Oh, board getting crazy. And there we go. Okay, did the distributed property. I'll just put distribute, that's fine. And then in the next step, we did the subtraction property. Okay, having some issues here. Subtraction property. And then in our next step, we did the division property. And then we end up with our solution. So basically, all we're doing is justifying our steps. So we will have to show every step. So this also works if I were doing a literal equation. And if you remember literal equations, if I gave you P times R plus 1 equals N. I'm going to hit pause for just a second. It won't seem paused to you, but I've got to clean this board. It's driving me crazy that it's not functioning properly. Stay tuned. Okay, I'm back. We'll see how that goes. And we're going to solve that for R. And I'm just going to kind of put that over here in the corner. Solve for R. So we want to get R by itself. So the first one is going to be our given. Second, we're going to get rid of those parentheses, so this looks similar to the one that I just did. So that's going to be PR plus P equals N. And so what I did there is I multiplied, and that would be the distributed property. Still not working like I want. I'm going to have to do a severe cleaning on this thing. Okay, and then I'm going to get rid of this singular letter P by subtracting. So that gives me PR equals n minus p. And then to get the r by itself, what we're going to do is we're going to divide by p. Now, some of you would look at that and wonder if we could cancel those p's. We cannot, because that's a binomial on the top. So we have to leave it as n minus p divided by p, because the n minus p is technically one term. That's our binomial. So r equals n minus p divided by p. And that is our solution. That's a pretty quick one, but we love our good friend algebra, and we welcome them back. So 2-4, algebraic reasoning.